I'm gonna take some more photos out here. This has been highly requested from people on YouTube, so I am going to do that. Again, the ZV E10, I'm using the Sony 35mm 1.8 lens. And I'm just gonna have some fun out here, to be honest with you. Just gonna see what we can get. I think I may have something that I wanna do. I'll announce it here, maybe in the next video. Depends on when we hit our 1,000. So that's all I'm gonna say about it right now. But we'll see. I like the Sony 35mm 1.8 because of the focal length. So on crop sensor cameras, that's roughly about 50 millimeters, which is a popular street photography focal length. Like I said, I'm not, now I've said this before, but I'm not really used to having a camera and not using the viewfinder at all. Typically I use viewfinders, but this is a little bit new for me because I can frame up my shot a lot better. Just waiting for these cars to go by. Thank you. He stopped and let me take that photo. I want to capture some people and things like that, but we'll see. Oh, look at this, a little lady here. I guess this is like a salon or something like that. I like that photo. I'm not gonna take a picture of it though. I like that though, that's different. That's nice. Another thing about the Sony 35mm here is it is an OSS lens, which means it has optical steady shot. So this is good for not only photos, but for video as well. When you have the ZV E10, because as you know, with the ZV E10, there is no in-body image stabilization. So having that OSS is very helpful. I'm using my screen here once again, guys, to flip it out here so that I can see, because the sun is so bright right now, I could barely see my screen. Like I said, I'm more of a people person, meaning I like to get people in the shots and not necessarily objects, but you know, I'm willing to branch out and I'm willing to do different things here because that's what growing is about. It's about doing things that you haven't, you know, really perfected and things you haven't learned, so that you can not only get experience, but you know, you can grow your skills in other areas. By taking photos of these buildings and structures and things like that, it may help me in other areas that I don't even realize yet. So that's what I want to focus on. Now this focal length right here is very interesting. Okay. Because it is not, I don't want to say it's not forgiving, but you really have to frame up your shots pretty good to get things that you want to get. I really am just walking around, guys, downtown here. And I don't come down here a lot. Huh, this is interesting. This looks like a library, a bookstore or something that used to be here. There's some books in here. Step by step. Eating to lower your high blood cholesterol. Interesting. What you'll find out in the wild. Let's just take a picture of this building. Here's the back of a building. I know the wind's blowing really hard, but hopefully it's not distorting my sound. Huh, this is an interesting sign. I like this. Very interesting. There's a lot to look at, honestly, when you're doing things like this. It's just a lot that catches your eye. Like even this, it's just some chairs lined up, nothing special. But for some reason, something in me wants to take a photo of it. I don't know why. Oh, just some chairs. What about these buttons here? You know, I always wonder if these things really work or if they're just a placebo, because it seems like when you push them, the light wants to change. It changes whatever time it wants anyway. It doesn't really do anything. That's the way it seems. I could be wrong though. I really could be. I almost ran out of time on that one. I wasn't looking at the fact that the light had changed. Oh, let's go this way. This is interesting. This looks like a cleaners or something. No, it's a brewery actually. Interesting. You know, stainless steel things. It reminds me of Breaking Bad. I don't know if you've ever seen Breaking Bad or not, but that's exactly what those remind me of. I'll take a photo and then get out of here. I want them to call the cops on me for taking photos inside of their establishment. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. This is really difficult for me because I'm so used to capturing people and not buildings and structures, but I like the way right now this is looking. So let me see if I can capture what I'm seeing here accurately. And like I said, I'm really having a tough time with this screen because it's not that bright. Might get this from another angle. So one of the things I've done is I've set up back button focus on this camera. So basically what that means is typically when you get this camera, the shutter button here is programmed to focus when you half press it. Now for a lot of people that may be okay, but for me it's not, only because sometimes depending on how you have your focus set up, and if it's set to tracking focus, it may jump to something that I don't want it to focus on just before I fully press the shutter button down. So by having back button focus assigned to this center button here, I can hold it down and make sure that it stays where I want it to stay. So that's the good thing about back button focus. Oh, some interesting stuff here. I like this little fire hydrant. Let's see a good angle. Capture some grass behind it. Wow, that's loud. That's really loud. I'm shooting in RAW. And as you guys know, RAW isn't supported yet in Lightroom, but I think I have a workaround that I may do that may help me to be able to still show you guys these photos. There's a mural on this wall. I'm gonna go to the other side of the street so I can take a picture of it and let you guys see what it looks like. Let's turn around here and see. Oh, the sun's kind of got it washed out. We'll take a picture anyway. Okay. Yeah, you know, the more I take photos with this in sunlight, the more I'm seeing the limitations. It may be my own limitations, but they're limitations nonetheless, because I have trained myself to take photos a certain way. I've trained myself to look through the viewfinder, and I am a lot more familiar with the controls on my other camera. This one I'm still getting to learn, so maybe that's part of it. This looks like a boxing gym right here. 12 rounds boxing gym. I do focus and recompose. So a focus and recompose is, if you guys don't know, it's an old technique I used to use on my old Canon before I had access to good autofocus. Actually, I like the way this looks back here. but I don't want to take photos while they're back there. But so focus and recompose is what I used to use with my old Canon because it didn't have that many focus points on it. Let me just grab a shot back here. So since it didn't have many focus points on it, what I would have to do is focus on my object like this. I'll focus and then move my camera to the position that I wanted it. And that would lock onto whatever it is I focus on. Then I can move the camera, not crazy, but just, you know, just a little bit. And it would keep that thing in focus. And that's what focus and recompose will do. And it works on this camera too. So instead of trying to move your focus point around and touch the screen, you could just leave it, you know, in the center of the screen, your focus point here, and you can move the camera around to what it is that you want to focus on. So here's a rack of clothes. Yeah, just take a photo of that. Maybe that's interesting to somebody, I don't know. Rack of clothes. I'm gonna leave my my white balance at 5600 where it is. Sun's going down, or I'm kind of in a shaded spot, so I have to be mindful of that. Even shooting raw. Oh, this is interesting. Let's get this guy right here. See, there's a lot of stuff down here that I never knew was around. Hopefully the wind isn't again in the thing. Let's see what we got here. All right. Just random things. And we're kind of back on the other side of where I was before, because here's that same building. Brick Arts Center, Center for the Arts. Oh, wow, look at this. I missed this completely the first time. I'm glad I came back around. This is cool. Let's get some pictures of this. I don't know how the GoPro is coming out here, but hopefully you guys can see this. What is this? Claudia Lobster, Naples, Florida. Okay. Interesting. Let me catch it from an angle here. I like to include sometimes just a little something in the background to cut, to break the straight shot, to kind of bring focus to it. I hope that made sense what I just said. If it doesn't, I apologize. I think one of the keys to photography as a whole is your composition, your angles. One thing I will say is boring shots usually are taken from eye level, and that is because eye level is what we generally see every day. So if we're taking pictures from eye level all the time, then we're not really allowing ourselves to see a different angle or to get a different vantage point. And I think this is what can lead to boring shots. So capturing things in such a way, it's about, you know, how you're framing it, but it's also the angles, you know. If you go down low, for instance, like I'm just looking at this right now, right? But if I go low, let me get out of the sun. Let's say I go low like this and I shoot up. Now this screen is kind of disoriented because it feels like my camera isn't balanced. Let's cut some more light out, okay. All right. That picture is a little bit different because the angle is different. One thing I'm seeing with this camera, and I'm not understanding why it's doing it, but my preview picture is different than what I'm seeing before I take the shot. So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a setting. I'll have to look into it. I like this building here. Let's take a look. That's cool. But I think, you guys, that may be the end right now. It's not much over here, not much else. I'll see what I can find, but not much is standing out. Maybe this stands out a little bit. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's go low on this. Now, one thing I will say about this flip screen is I'll flip it this way and go down. I don't know if you guys can see that on the ground. UPS got right in my way. Keep going, keep going. Oh, he stopped. Oh, there he goes. Cool. I get right on those windows here. Boom. I'll go low again. I don't know why I like that low angle. I love it. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, listen. I hope this meets what you guys were looking for. It is not one of my typical videos, but like I said in the beginning, if you didn't catch it, that I don't want to sit in front of the camera all day and just talk. I like being out. I like taking photos, and I like exploring and, actually interacting with people. That's what I am first. And I want to make artistic type stuff, I do this as a business where I do, photography, videography. So sitting in front of the camera all day is not really something that is fun for me. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.